being a child actor. It's
When
everything
I
about it is not normal. I had a job at 9 years old, and I was
yeah.
learning blocking and in front of cameras. Like that's not normal for a person. I was riding my bike around the Paramount lot on lunches, and like it's a very, very strange and lucky thing to do from a young age. I grew up going to movies and being like, "That's amazing. I wonder how they make those." And then I was on a set and they're like, "Hey, do you want to be in a scene?" And then you see me playing handball on Modern Family, and
Shut up.
I was like,
What
"This is a lot of
episode?
fun." And then I ended up
Yes.
on a television show on Nickelodeon for 4 years.
Hello, Five Lulus, and welcome back to Delulu with Ryan Liu, and a very special welcome today's guestie. He is remotely zooming in to the podcast. This is our first remote guest, but please welcome Aidan Gallagher. Hi, Aidan.
Hello, Ryan. Thank you for having me.
Aidan, we are so excited to chat and get into everything. You have such an expansive career, and honest, you're so young too. But you started
This is true.
incredibly young. You're super young. You're 22, right?
Yes. How
That's
old are you?
crazy. I'm 29.
There you go.
That is so crazy. And you've had like over a decade in this industry. You started at
I guess
9.
so, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think about it too much.
You really don't.
I
No.
find it better
Yeah.
not to.
I mean, that's how you survive, right?
Yeah, one day at a time.
There you go. There you go. Well, Aidan is an incredible actor. He is known for his role as number 5 on Umbrella Academy, but he is also an incredible singer-songwriter, artist, and we're going to get into everything Aidan, and I'm particularly excited to talk about your debut album that you're coming out with. Yay! Are you going to play something on guitar? I feel like you have your guitar with you. Or
I
you
have
did.
so many things. Yeah, I got a little. This is not really. Sounds terrible.
Sounds beautiful. I love that.
Thank
Very pretty. Thank you for the Delulu exclusive. You know,
you.
Aidan,
That's a new
your
song.
fans have missed you. I feel like you've been super inactive on all your socials. You haven't posted in a while. I know you've been doing your vlogs on YouTube and as well as your Patreon, but where have you been?
Here in this room and many other rooms like it, making a record. I've basically been going to college to how to make music.
Have you really?
Kinda. It's a lot of trial and error until I get something that I'm like, I can live with that.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. Actually, I'm working on my project right now too, and I feel literally that I actively film the show, but when I'm not doing the show, I'm literally just in a studio, like minding my business. And I also feel like I'm very removed from social media, which is kind of funny and ironic because it is my career. To be fair, I don't post for myself, so like everything's being handled while I'm doing that. But yeah, I think your fans probably have missed you quite a bit. So this is so exciting that you're sitting down and chatting with us.
Yeah, it's good to be getting out there and posting. I feel bad about like not connecting with people as much. It's just, you can only do so many things.
I mean, you're about to connect on such a deeper level. I think putting out your own music, especially being self-produced and self-written, they're gonna learn so much more about you very quickly when this project drops too.
It'll be good. I'll be getting out there again. Yeah.
Hell yeah. We're so excited about that. But Aiden, like I said, you started in this industry so young. I think you started acting when you were 9, is what I saw.
Yeah.
So like what
I've
did you
never
know you
I've
always
never
wanted
done
to
a
act?
podcast before.
Really?
This is my first
First
podcast.
podcast, first album. This is our
I
first
feel very
Zoom
in a
podcast.
different environment right now.
It's okay. We're just chit-chatting. It's
Yeah.
totally chill. But yeah. So you started acting very, very young. Did you know you wanted to act? Because I know you're so focused right now on your artist project and putting out your album, but you started with acting. Did you know you wanted to act, or did you always just wanted to be an artist? Like, what was kind of like the roadmap you had in your mind, especially at such a young age?
I didn't think about it too much. I grew up with parents who were introducing me to a lot of things. So I was very lucky in that way.
Yeah, that's super awesome.
I was always like listening to the music in the car with my parents
Oh, what kind of
and
music?
just whatever was on the radio, a lot of rock, alternative. Uh like I have memories of like listening to Mr. Brightside or Lithium or something, like, as a very young kid just driving down the LA freeway.
Would you
Uh,
say those, like, have influenced
I
your
remember have a
project?
memory of, like, listening to Somebody I Used to Know by Gautier and thinking like,
Oh,
"Damn,
so good.
music has this incredibly powerful thing." Like, when they say, like, it pulls on the heartstrings, that's I understood that in that moment. So
I
that's
think your music's doing exactly that too. I feel like you have a lot of depth on your project. I was very lucky to hear some of it, a lot of it, whatever it is right now. And I think what you're doing and how you write, like it's so gorgeous. And I feel like even
thank
before
you.
speaking to you, I was like, I feel like I got to know you so much more just from hearing it too.
Yeah, if you don't I have to that's the reason for doing it, is you have to feel something when you're writing it, and if like, that's sort of the reason for finishing anything for me. So
I
I'm glad that you're also
completely
connecting to it.
100%. I agree with that. I actually have a lot of friends who are also artists, and surprisingly, at least surprisingly to me, because the reason I want to do music is because I want to tell my story. I want to write my own songs, and I want to be able to convey an emotion. But I have a lot of artist friends who tell me like they just want to sing. You know what I mean? They just want to perform. So it's really, really cool to be able to chat with someone who's self-produced and also self-writes all their own music. That's actually kind of unique for the guests that we have on the show. I feel like everyone is just, like, trying to do the pop star thing, which we
Well,
all should do.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It sounds like your friends enjoy the performing aspect, like
100%. Every
connecting with
artist
an
is different.
audience, you know?
Definitely. Every artist is different. I think that's what's exciting about it too. Is like, I love how all my friends are in their own lane. I love that they make their own music. I love what they're doing and how they wanna perform it. Um, and I think that's what sets everyone apart. I don't think I've ever found anyone who's, like, a copy or super similar to someone else, especially here in LA.
If you're connecting with it on a personal level, that seems to be that's my light in the storm for doing anything. If if I don't think about anyone else, if I'm thinking about how I feel about it and what aspect I connect with, and I'm letting myself be led by honesty and uh, interest, then it
Yeah.
ends up working out, whatever it is.
It completely reflects in your lyrics too. So I think you're absolutely nailing it.
Thank you.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
terrible with compliments. I want to argue every single one.
Oh no, don't do that. I'm very complimentary. So it's gonna
This
be
will
a
be
long
good.
show.
No,
It's
I'll
gonna be a
deal.
long show.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll meet in the middle. So you were out here, you were doing your acting and you're in LA, but you're in Seattle right now.
Yes. We
So
moved up
like
to Seattle a few years ago.
what was the reason for the move?
My mom has asthma, and the fires were just too much. It was the final straw.
Oh right. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, 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 that totally makes sense. Um how
But,
long were
like,
you in LA for?
I'd have memories of, like, on a personal note, moving up with them. They're lovely people. I want to spend as much time with them as I can, but as a kid,
Yeah.
when I would imagine heaven, I pictured, like, trees and moisture, and we came up here and it was like, "Aha!
Ooh, you kinda
I found
manifested
home."
that.
I did.
Yeah. Do you find more like you were more at peace there than you were when you were in LA?
Yeah, much more.
That's so interesting because I feel like you spent a lot of time in LA and you were doing like the whole Hollywood thing and
It's my
entertainment and
childhood.
acting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You like grew up in front of everyone as well, especially like being casted in these roles so young.
It's a strange thing growing up with the internet. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? And also knowing
It's a
a lot of
lot to
people watching
unpack
you
there.
grow up too.
Yeah, everyone has the very similar scenario these days where it's like, there's
Feels like
just
it.
a bunch of you online figuring out yourself and figuring out life, and yeah. I think every generation has a different set of cards, and it's not necessarily better or worse, it's just different.
Yeah. It's the
It's
hand
my
you're dealt.
feeling now at 22 years old.
Okay. So Aiden, when you began acting, you were on a Nickelodeon show. Was this when you were this was the first role you had when you were 9?
Well, kinda. I basically what happened is my father was in the industry. I grew up going to movies and being like, "That's amazing. I wonder how they make those." And then I was on a set and they were like, "Hey, do you want to be in a scene?" And then you see me playing handball on Modern Family. And
Shut up.
I was like,
What
"This is a lot of
episode?
fun." And then I ended up
Yes.
on a television show on Nickelodeon for 4 years, which is just you know, as crazy as anything else in existence, but
How was your
it's
experience
been
as a
my
child
life.
actor?
Unusual. I'm sure
Really?
it's very similar to everyone else who is a child actor.
So
Okay.
when you say being a child actor was unusual for you, like, define unusual, what does that mean?
Uh, being a child actor. It's
When
everything
I
about it is not normal. Like,
definitely.
yeah, I don't I had a job at 9 years old, and I was
Yeah.
learning blocking and in front of cameras, like, that's not normal for a person. I was riding my bike around the Paramount lot on lunches, and, like, it's a very, very strange and lucky thing to do from a young age.
Like, when you look back
But
and you
also there's this
remember that
perception
experience
online, which I think is
yeah.
accurate, of, like, child actors having unusual childhood.
Yeah. I mean, you seem so grounded and normal, like, honestly, I feel like that exactly what you're talking about, the perception of child actors, like, you know, going crazy or, like, going through whatever shit they deal with, etcetera, but, like, I feel like talking to you, you seem so chill, you know?
There's, like, 2 parts to me, and one part is chill and okay with everything, and the other part is, like, a very sensitive person, which probably where the musical side helps wrangle the 2 together.
That's awesome
Um,
because I feel like that chill side can reflect in your acting and, taking direction, and then you can be sensitive and you can be vulnerable in your music.
yeah.
I think
It's
that's
a
a
terrible response for a podcast. Yes, that's correct.
that's a really strong dichotomy. I think that's really lucky that you're able to
By the
do
way,
both too.
I don't think, like, being a child actor or the experiences that I've had often lead to people being more normal. I think it is like a stranger relationship. Uh, I mean, everyone's having a strange childhood right now with the idea of social media and what that's doing, but,
Right.
you know, I I'm
Definitely.
pretty
I
sure
can't
a
even
lot of the
imagine.
experiences that I've had, people can relate to in their own way.
Definitely. I think so. I think especially with this generation, like, everyone could be a star now and everyone could be seen. And, whether you're on a TV show at 9 or you have TikTok and you're like a 12-year-old kid making TikToks, right? Like the way that people are perceiving everything is so different and so magnified.
It's, pros and cons. It's like I
Yeah.
can watch a Bowie interview from the '90s that I would have never otherwise seen,
Right.
and I can also have, like, every unflattering mistake that I've ever made figuring out life out there forever. Like, it's a
Do
whole
you feel like
package.
you do have those moments that are out there that people can like look back on that you
Yeah.
probably how's that? How's living with that?
Uh, uncomfortable, but you get enough exposure to things to where it's alright, or you look back on
Hmm.
things differently. Probably depends
Yeah.
on the thing, but it's
Yeah.
anyone who grows up posting on social media all of a sudden has, like,
Mhm.
looking back, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I did that?"
Yeah, the
And
digital footprint is crazy for sure.
yes.
Yeah, I
It's
get that.
I'll look back on myself and I'll see the things that I was saying, and I was like, "That's like a" like, it's so many layers into the tree of who I am that it almost looks like something different, like the way I was formulating thought. It's just weird. The internet's it's a strange thing. Still
A million
figuring it out.
percent. Yeah, samesies. I mean, it's literally like my job and I'm like right there with you where I'm like the way people perceive you is also like so deeply out of your control. Like you can try, but at the same time it's like people are gonna think whatever they think. People are gonna feel whatever they feel. That's what I'm hoping, like, with music, that's what I'm hoping for my music and hopefully with yours as well, that this is like me being like the most me I can be that people can dive into and digest.
How do you approach lyrics?
Personal, I really, really think for me, my lyrics need to be personal and specific. I always tell myself, like, if I'm writing a song about someone, they need to know it's about them. So I'm gonna reference like their specific things or specific experiences we share together. And I'm a very conceptual writer, so I like to work around a concept, etc. Um, I think the way I write is like, I had so many collaborators where I go into sessions and they're like, "This is way too specific. This is way too personal. No one's gonna relate. No, it's not universal enough." And I'm like, I don't want people to relate. I want to tell my story, and I think that's how I am as an artist. I want to tell my story versus like tell something that everyone can like be like, "Yes, me too." And honest to God, shockingly enough, like I find the most personal songs are the ones that people relate the most to. What about your approach to songwriting?
I think we're similar in that you're you're going with what you feel is right, and because
Yes.
you feel, uh, like, "No, this is how it should be," it's like you're observing there's something there that other people I think no matter what you do, especially in, like, music or art, if you feel it's the right thing, then it's valid because even if no one else gets it, there's one person who's saying, "No,
Yes.
this is worth it."
Yes, absolutely. I genuinely really connect with that. I think there's no right or wrong way to make a song. There's no right or wrong way to write a song. I think it really comes down to who the artist is. And I think, especially going into making my own project and listening to all my friends and listening to music in general, it's like I really genuinely love how everyone approaches their music. And I find it so uniquely different. And how people make the music is so uniquely different. Like, even talking to you, like, you're doing it yourself on your 2019 MacBook that you have to cool down. Like,
This yes.
it's that's like, like everyone does it differently, and I think that's so exciting. That's so fun.
Yeah. It's, I think everything's sort of like a collage of everything else, and you just pick out the things that you like the most and it informs you. Like, you're probably I would imagine you're looking at how your friends make music and you're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna try that," or "I understand why that's working for you, but for me and the way I'm wired, that would throw me off." So you end up with a
100%.
combination of things that you're like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
this is working, and this
I'm
is
very,
interesting right now."
observational, analytical too. Like, I do like to break down what my friends are doing, or just like, I see my friends, I'm in LA, like, a lot of my friends are artists, and they release music, and I love their music so much. But then also, like, when I listen to just music in general and other people's music, I think of like, "Oh, that's an interesting choice they made. I like that," or I maybe not would not have necessarily done that for me, but it completely works for them, and I think that's the beauty of, like, everyone being their own artist too. And that's why
Are
I
you
think it's
able to
so exciting about your
separate,
music.
like, the analytic from the enjoyment? I have
Not
zones.
Not recently. I think for me, because I'm like really deep into making my project, when I listen to anything, I'm literally like picking apart the stems in my mind, where I'll be like, here's the bass. I see it in my head. I visually see like the Ableton or the Logic, and I see the stems being
Yeah.
separated in my head. It's so crazy now, and I like analyze everything, or I'll be like, I really like that drum pattern. I'm gonna make note of that, or da da da. So like my enjoyment of music is so different now. Let's get into the scope of your career. So you started acting very, very young. You're on a Nickelodeon show for 4 years, and then you got casted in your breakout role as number 5 on Umbrella Academy. How was that experience? It's been a couple years since the show wrapped up.
Well, the crazy thing about that show is, like, I auditioned for it, like, a week after the Nickelodeon show ended. Like, it was something crazy in terms of the leap from
The
that to
timing.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like a
Nothing has been
drastically
normal
different
about it.
role.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of fun too. It's a lot to, manage, but fun. I felt like I was failing to do it justice the whole time, but that's
Do
me.
you feel like that's an imposter syndrome for yourself? Because, you were a
It's in
fan
everything I
favorite,
do.
the show did so well. Absolutely.
It's
I feel
hard to be
that.
very, very particular and also be happy.
Oh shit, that's so deep. Where do you find your happiness then?
Um, music is like a huge source of meaning. Like I often feel that music can feel for me in a time where I'm struggling to uh, unpack certain things or like I'm still processing things. Like music has just been this huge anchor in my life. Um,
Yeah,
and family does that to to a stronger extent, but music's there to like basically score different moments. It can it can go in contrast to what you're feeling. It can reinforce. Uh, it's just been really, really powerful. And when you make something, it's a similar version of that, but feels more like a time
100%.
capsule of a memory or a feeling or something.
I was literally gonna say, Bridget Mendler says that like making songs are like timestamps of like what you're going through, and that's how I feel too. Because like a lot of stuff that I'm doing on my project, that's how I felt then, and I definitely don't feel that way now. But I'm like, that's how I felt then, and I think there's such a beauty in that too.
Do you still do you look at the songs as a third? Because this is what I do. I sort of, if enough time goes by, I end up relating to the song in a different way. And so especially for this
Yeah,
record, I've tried to like,
yeah.
uh, in the lyrics, tried to keep things open to where
Oh, they
they're
could be like,
abstract, but they also
yeah.
feel personal. And if you really go diving into it, you can't necessarily know exactly what's going on, but it's I try to get the emotion to come through, and that way
I
I can
definitely caught that in
look
your
at it
writing.
later.
Yeah, I feel that way, especially listening to because I feel like you're specific, but I can't pinpoint what even is exactly happening. I feel like the way you write feels very abstract. There's a lot of introspection, especially on songs like Dream. So I think stuff like that, it's like a peek into, your psyche and
I
the
hide
way that
behind
people can relate
metaphors a
to it.
lot. I'm
Me
in there
too.
somewhere. Yeah.
Same. Uh, I'm very conceptual. Like I like to start off a concept and I like to write around a metaphor. And
Have you
yeah,
written a concept record or like inside of songs you're doing this?
I consider my album to be a dream. It's like the most romanticized version of how I feel and my reactions. A dream. It's also like just I'm so dramatic as a person and I romanticize everything. I romanticize misery. I romanticize, sadness. I romanticize love. I romanticize a crush. I romanticize like a touch. Like and I feel like this is the most dramatic version of myself, but it's like my inner thoughts. It's like literally how I feel. This is how I perceive everything because I'm so dramatic and everything's like a big deal to me and like etc. And I think that's what my project is. And the album plays like a dream, and I think sonically it plays like a dream. The sounds I chose are meant to indicate that this is a little different. You're not awake right now, and it follows this storyline of we're dreaming and we're going through what Ryan experiences as a dream. And I'm really excited. Every song transitions into each other. So they're intentionally like placed. Everything's like meant to be where it is. I'm excited for you to listen to it
And
now that I'm telling you
it's a
about it.
concept record as well?
A little bit. It's very autobiographical. It's a coming of age album for me, but it's shifted into a more sad album as I'm writing in real time. So like everything I'm writing right now is what I'm experiencing right now, what I'm dealing with right now. So it's shifting a little bit, but I'm curious to see how it ends up. Because I want to have it be, you know, just an album I'm really excited about. It's a loose concept album. The loose concept is this is a dream. And also this is a TV show, is what I'll is my
Oh,
last tease for it. Not a TV show. Something you would see on TV. A sitcom, if you will.
sure.
Um, that's mine. What about your
I'm
project?
picturing David Byrne's promotional material for I think some Talking Heads that I forget. Uh,
Oh,
Ryan,
I'm gonna have to look into that.
I don't know if you're gonna hate this or love this. I was laughing the whole time you said that because I've done the same thing exactly.
No, you're kidding. I'm happy I said it
It's
first then. Yours is
I
yours is a dream?
Okay, so this record, in terms of like how tied it is to the second record, which I have also written, uh,
Oh my gosh.
I would like people
You're
to
going.
interpret things. This thing is sort of a concept, but looser. The
Yeah.
second one is almost exactly what you've described, where it's you're not sure what's reality.
I wanna
It's
hear that
dealing with
too.
grief and things, and yeah.
Interesting. Wait, that's so exciting.
But I'm
I wanna
really
hear that.
interested in like your experience also like writing a concept record because the second one was like the first thing where it was like a more structured and
Mhm.
I'm curious if you've already done it before. Like what does that look like for you? Because
You're amazing.
it was
You
like a discovery for each song, figuring out how things would tie in, and you know, I didn't know that I
Yeah.
could pull it off.
Let's talk about Umbrella Academy. I feel like let's talk about Umbrella Academy.
All right.
Okay. So, how was playing number 5?
Can you be any more specific? Because there's like so much.
What's the tea?
What's the tea? Well, the tea was English breakfast for the last season with some oat milk. That was the tea.
That sounds like good tea.
It is good tea. It's the
Yeah.
perfect work beverage because you're like caffeinated. This is not this is not like juicy news or anything, but it's a
I was
great
gonna
work
say, like,
beverage
I
because
don't know.
you're excited and calmed at the same time.
Very incredibly well done PR answer. Like, honestly, something that's beyond something I'm capable of answering.
What?
So
If someone
that was a
asks you
great
about
answer.
drama, like
Oh, I would name names. I would name names.
Oh, I'm not that guy.
I would really get into it. Like, I'd be like, I actually have a lot to say about that, and I would love to talk about it. But,
My point of view is like everyone's doing the best with, their genetics and their surroundings, and I try and be forgiving
yeah.
even if
You're
it's not a.
so sweet and empathetic, and that's honestly such a great quality in you. Just even speaking to you this entire time, like, yes, it's been really messy, but also it's just like it's so nice to get to know you and like, like congratulations to your parents. You're so well raised. Cause like I have to keep reminding myself that you're so young, but you're
I
so
will thank
mature.
them for you.
Yes. Thank you, uh, Mrs. and
I got a
Mrs.
lot of work to
Gallagher.
do. Like I need some
Yeah.
good time with a therapist, I'm sure. There's kinks I got to work out. Compliments
Well,
to start. I got to learn to accept a compliment.
well, get used to the compliments because I think when this music comes out and the music drops and the album comes out, you're probably going to be getting an influx of that. I know like a lot of your
No, I'll
fans have
put
been
my
really
I'll put
excited
my
about it.
in-ears in. I won't hear anything.
Oh, you got to take them out. You got to hear it. You got to accept it because it's a great body of work, and you should accept the compliments to it. I'm
Okay.
very similar to you actually. Like I get so shy about compliments. Like when people compliment me, I get really like oh my god, stop! Don't look at me. You know what I mean? Like I tell my team exclusively. I'm like, guys, I know you want to praise me, but maybe we just need to keep it a little. We
Yeah.
just need to keep it. You know?
It's
You
like
get
hot
it?
potato, right? It's like, come on.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know what to do
You
with
get it.
this.
Right.
Stings.
We just got
Yeah.
to get used to it though.
Or therapy. I think
Or
that might be
therapy.
the solution. That for
Therapy
me
might
at
help you get
least.
used to it. You know?
Yeah, it's another thing is like, well, I need the time. So it's another
Yeah.
excuse.
Absolute that's what I say all the time too. That's why I don't really see my therapist as often as I should. But
There you go.
do you feel like number 5 needed therapy?
Oh man, everyone in that show, every single character, that whole show is like, it's written by Gerard Way. The idea of the comic it was based on is like dysfunctional family, like superheroes. It's a little bit like dealing with fame and the quirks of that, but I don't think
Yeah.
in that world they had an internet. But it's like this broken, dysfunctional family, all different personalities, like completely different genetics from all over the world. And how do we wrestle with that and still be there for each other despite everything that's wrong? So,
Yeah.
therapy I'm sure helped, but what's nice is in the show, you see people wrestling with everything and also still finding a way to be there for each other
Yes,
despite the
absolutely.
flaws.
And you know what's interesting too is like, being 22, you were on the show for 7 years. You've given 1/3 of your life to Umbrella Academy.
It's weird to think about it like that, but yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I was literally doing the math in my head. I was like, "Wait, that's like that's a good chunk of your life already committing
Ryan,
to that."
do you feel your age? I don't feel any age right now in this part of my
No.
life.
No, I don't feel my age genuinely. I think I'm perpetually 24 if I'm being honest. Like, yeah,
I think a
that's
lot
how
of
I feel.
people either uh, feel a certain age or don't worry about it. Like I think it's a weird. You do catch up. It seems. I remember there's a while where
Yeah.
it's like at a very young age, I felt like 30-year-olds have the exact personality type and way of life. Like I can get on with that. And then somewhere
You're like
in
an old
my
soul.
yeah. Recently, though, in somewhere in my like still very early 20s now, but somewhere in that transition, I stopped looking forward to birthdays and not like a negative thing, but just not
Mhm.
excited
Yeah.
and I just stopped associating with ages and, you know, I like
Honestly,
looking at the
same.
person. I try to look
Yeah.
past things.
Yeah, me too. I'm right there with you. Like, I don't really especially in LA, I feel like time stops here. Like, all time stops here, you know?
LA's a time cap. It's like this giant snow globe of LA-ness,
It's
which is
such a
it's great.
world. It's such a world. Do you miss LA? Do you miss acting? Do you miss being on sets?
Yes. I'm a very nostalgic
Oh.
person, and I miss every part of my life, good and bad. LA
Oh.
is part of that, but I'm also like I love the moisture and the trees of Seattle. We were mentioning
Yeah.
I don't know if this is on the podcast or not, but we were
No,
talking
this is
before, and I love
great.
Seattle. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's
But I
also
do
really
miss LA.
special. Come back to LA. I think
I will,
I mean, you're so
and
young.
we'll
You can
jam out.
honestly
It'll be great.
100%. Yes. I think that'd be so exciting. I wanna talk about everything that we cannot talk about on here. But, yeah, I think you also have so much time to even return and, like, take on new projects too. Like, that's actually really nice to know because I know right now you're so deeply ingrained in your album project and putting out your music and, you know, locking in on making and finishing the project right now too.
Yes, right in the
What do you think
middle.
it inspired you for this project?
I didn't this is a I didn't, like, set out to make an album. Uh, I've
Ooh,
been playing instruments since I was, I think, like, 9 years old was the first day I learned piano and then, guitar at 11 and all it just so it's been a part of my life even listening to the radio and music and connecting with
yeah.
it. But the writing of songs is sort of like a therapeutic thing where you're sitting alone with a guitar in a bathroom because the acoustics are nice, and you play something accidentally and it makes you feel something, and you go
Yeah, and you're like, "Let's
chasing.
run with this."
Exactly.
Yes.
So the
I
songs
totally
sort
got
of
that.
fall out of that, and
Mhm.
then you're dealing with the skill of like, how do I structure this in a way and guide it to the best place that it could be? And often that's the place that makes you feel the strongest connection to it. And
Yeah.
yeah, the album sort of progressed like this. Ryan, I do apologize. I've forgotten your initial question on my long
That
tangent.
was that was it, like, what inspired you, and it's exactly that, like, going through the process of
The
playing
songs
something that
inspire
evokes an
each
emotion in you.
other, and
I
the
love that.
emotion inspires the songs.
Yeah, and I think you can hear it, and it translates really well. Like I said, and what we were talking about earlier, where it's like you write, I think, from a very emotional and specific place, but it's also ambiguous enough that it doesn't feel too pigeonholed in one certain time, one certain aspect, or one certain experience. And I think that's actually a really unique way to write too.
I
Because I
want
think for
everyone to
me,
have their own
yeah,
pigeonhole of the song. I want everyone to think they know exactly what it's about. That's the goal.
interesting. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Because they're really personal. You're singing about a person on a lot of these.
Am I?
There's a pronoun in there. So I
There
want to
is.
say,
There's things
yes.
that reoccur, don't they?
Yes. I noticed that. Well, I want to
Mm.
talk about your first single for the project, Without You. It is I
Yes.
told you prior to the show starting, that is my favorite one out of the songs I've heard. I
Thank
think
you
it's
again.
so lush and pretty, and I think it's well written, I think it's so exciting. I'm excited to listen to it again after we wrap this, but let's talk about it without you.
Songs, one of the few songs on the album that people have heard before, so they have a familiarity with it.
Oh, they're
And
probably gonna be really excited that's coming then.
yeah, that's why it's the first single is to sort of give people an in between of something they're familiar with a production aesthetic, which sort of teases the rest of the record. Um,
Yeah, I love that.
but the lyrics of the song are like, you know, they they're heartbreaking to me. Like I still it's a heavy thing for me. It's a pop production, but when
So
I play
good.
that song acoustically, I think that's
Heartbreaking.
how I would do it live is
Devastating.
still do the acoustic version because it
Yeah.
it gets a different thing.
I would argue a lot of the songs that I've heard really sound like they come from, a place of hurt, like introspection. So I think that's really interesting, and that's what I find curious too, just talking to you, like what's going on there? Like where are these coming from? How is this coming about for you?
I'll sit with an instrument and for enjoyment, and then something will happen by accident. It'll make me feel something. I'll discover it. I'll find the lyrics that pair well with the emotion that the chords are creating, and it's sort of like it's like digging up a dinosaur bone or something. Like you're discovering what
Yeah.
the thing can be, and you're
Yeah,
finding
absolutely.
your truthful connection to it. But
Yeah.
if Phineas has some great quote that at best I'm paraphrasing, but it's like something like uh, not getting in the way of a good song just because you know you're saying the word 2 years, but really it was five. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm. I
Like
haven't
if
heard
the
that. That's
emotional truth is there, you're doing the thing that you need to.
interesting. That's really interesting for me. I feel like for me it has to be exactly the right thing, but, like, that's a new perspective for me. I think I'm gonna make note of that when I continue to move
This is
forward. You
interesting to
know,
me as well. We were talking earlier about you
yeah,
and your writing and
yeah,
you having instincts about doing it in a specific way, and it makes me want to
yes.
hear the music because I come at it from a different angle. So
I'm
you're
so
gonna
excited for
be
you to hear it.
making something that's like it, new to me in a very
Yes,
fun way to interact with. But I know
that's
your
actually how I felt
producer
listening
is
to
like,
your
talk about
project.
him.
Uh, I have something interesting that you said actually. You were talking about
Okay.
how like, beginning the process of making these songs, you'll like pick up an instrument and like you'll find enjoyment out of that. Um, I like the consistency because actually in 2019 with 17, you did an interview and you actually said that for you playing an instrument will make you happy for like an hour and that's something that you can always return to and find back. And now seeing how it evolves into like continuing on with your own project and making music that makes you feel something. I think that's really, really, really cool. And I think we can all hear it. Like when I'm excited for everyone to hear this project too.
Me too.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to ask, like, you don't necessarily recall the last time you released music. Per my research, it was around 2020. It has been years since you formally put out anything. And even when you did formally put out music, you only had like 6 songs out on Spotify. Um, but now you're coming back full swing, full length album. Like, why is now the time to drop this project?
Um, with these group of songs, I felt attached to them. I don't want to compare it to parenthood because it's obviously not a parent and it's
I
not the
used
same
to feel that
level.
way when
But
people would
you're
be like, "My
raising a
songs are my
child.
children." Yes, when artists would be like, "These are my children," I'd be like, "What the hell?" But no, they are my children. Like,
It might
yes.
not be exactly the right metaphor
Mhm.
for to help translate it, but the idea is like you want to see an outcome of um like equivalent to the potential basically. You have a
Yeah,
song, you care about it a lot, you have a personal connection and you want the best for it. It's basically that.
100%.
So for me in like releasing this record after so much time of releasing music, um there's 6 things out. The last 3 I had a heavier hand in the production of, and overall, I felt I had more success with in terms of getting the emotional connection, uh, closer with the fan. I just felt it was a stronger bond on the last 3. So I've
Yeah.
taken the time on this one to,
You wanna
uh,
access that.
yeah, figure out how do I
Yeah.
what's needed in the construction so that the acoustic demo, when it's produced out, feels the same way for me as it will for other people, even if they're relating it to their lives. Like, I want
Yeah.
that connection with them. If we're both looking at this thing that makes us feel a certain way, if it's hurt
I
or
genuinely really
another
love that, and I
emotion.
love hearing that. I think especially when it comes to, like, being intentional about what you want the music to serve and taking your time with it, because 'cause I'm such a firm believer in not rushing art. I think that a lot of art can suffer when things don't get the time that it needs. So, I think that's really good that you really, really thought about it, and it meant something to you to get it right.
Well, it's also fun for me on a technical level knowing how to construct things. Like, the next record that I'm gonna make is exciting because I feel as though I know what I'm doing now, and so things will be a lot quicker and closer to the intent. This record is like each song is my baby that I want to raise well, and I finally figured out how to do that.
I'm excited for your project. So, we heard another song on the album, Dream. It is so different from Without
Yeah,
You. It's more rock leaning, feels more alternative. The lyrics feel like they're so introspective to me and they're kind of jarring a little bit, you know? Where did the dream come about?
that's well, like Without You and everything else, it came out of the chord progression. I was playing
Yeah.
piano and I played some in I'm trying to avoid technical terms.
Please, by all means, you're absolutely
I'm
welcome to
all
say
right.
whatever you want. You're free to say whatever you want. You're free to say whatever you want. I
Well, all right.
I'm a
So
vessel right now.
yeah, Dream on a lyrical level again is like feels very specific, even if it's a metaphor for another thing. and
Yeah.
that is the most conceptual song on the record in terms of
Oh,
world
for
building.
sure. I think it's
But it
also a
all
very
came out of
long
the
track
music.
too. It's like a very
Yeah.
long one. You know, that's expansive. Ooh.
It might be the long you're hilarious. And thank you, Ryan. You're like, I'm gonna tie this all together. It'll be beautiful. I love
That
this.
was unintentional, but when I caught it, I was like, "Oh."
Well, I mean, this is also another thing about the record, which uh, I do think is worth people knowing. Like a lot of the chord progressions for me that I was discovering uh, as I was making this record, like the geometry that I would see when I would play the chord progressions looked like it was breaking reality. Like it just the chord progressions because of whatever key they were in. Um,
Yeah.
it just felt like something else. And that was the initial use of the word expansion. I later tied it into other things on the record, and it means a
Wow.
lot of different things. But
100%.
Dream is the best example of like the chords explaining what I'm talking about right now. And
Yeah,
that's where the lyrics
absolutely.
came from as well. Is like, how do I think I played like a something which is called chromatic. Most of the
Mhm.
time in music, you're going up by two notes, and Dream
Yeah.
has a thing that goes up by
Yes.
one note, and it felt
Yes.
very specifically odd. And
Yeah. And
yeah,
it's interesting how the
Ryan,
song
help me out.
progresses too. Yes. That's no, you're right. That is chromatic.
All right.
Yes. Yes, you're absolutely right. I think it's really interesting to have things that are intentionally like a little jarring too, especially in music. And you know what's interesting when you're talking about the project itself and the concept of expansion, like you really explore a lot of different sounds and sonic identities on this project while maintaining this cohesion, which I think is really impressive. But it feels cinematic, it feels dreamy, it feels alt, it feels pop, it feels singer-songwriter, but it's all still there and still very Aiden. Your DNA is so ingrained in all of the music, which I think that's something that people are gonna really connect with. So I'm excited for all this to come out too, and I'm excited that you're talking about it.
Well, I'm very glad to hear you say these things because it was always my intent that they come across, and you never know, you know.
Yes, absolutely. It's nice to feel when you have the intention to be recognized, 100%. So,
I want this record, especially it being so long since like a previous release, I want it
yes.
to set the groundwork, like set a perimeter of like texture and like genre. Because I don't think
Yeah.
about genre. I'm blending whatever I like
You're
together
also
with
world
something
building for
else.
yourself too.
Yeah. So this
That's
is
what
like
expansion is.
there's. I love you, Ryan. Thank you. Uh,
I love you so much more.
but it's like a perimeter of sonically in the different places I'm gonna explore in future records. Like some of
That's
my favorite
exciting.
music is basically woven in there on a genre level. So
And you
that's
know
why there's
what?
like
I
three different types of sounds that you hear.
But that's also really, really, really cool. You know, Lorde on Pure Heroine, her debut album, she had no organic instruments on that album until the closing track, A
Really?
World Alone, where she puts on a guitar. And then it feeds into her next album, Melodrama, which begins with actual organic instruments. Yeah, it was a lot of programming on her debut. And then similarly enough, Kesha on her debut album, Animal, she ends with title track Animal, and she purposely made it so it could feed into the next project. And I think what you're doing, it's just like the greats have
Yeah.
done it, and it's so intentional, and people are gonna recognize that. So moving from expansion into whatever comes next, I think that's gonna be so cool for your fans and just any listener to be able to see that natural evolution and everything that you're talking about.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It
I'm so
is.
excited.
I'm
I'm extra
I
excited
never
talking to you
feel
about it.
the right things at the right time. I end up realizing later. And
Yeah,
so I'm I'm in like I'm in the center of it right now, and I'll be able to
mm,
see the storm when I'm outside of it. That's how it feels.
I feel that way too, I think,
Yeah.
especially working through everything I'm working on right
I
now.
was just thinking about your this is like hearing a storm. Oh,
That was
we gotta get it so everyone can hear it.
oh my gosh.
I want to hear them too. They should be part of the
Yes.
podcast.
I wish they were. I wish they were. They would love this. And they would be more forgiving for me
I think
for
so.
how I'm engaging. Um, but talking about the world building of the project, what do you think What do you think your fans from Umbrella Academy are gonna react to your music? Like, do you feel like you have any nuances from your character, number 5, going into this project? I think previously, you had a song "Time," and I feel like a lot of people tied that into your character on the show.
It was written that way.
Would number 5 have liked your album?
Oh, man. I would love to ask, like, Gerard more about number five's musical taste. I'm
Yeah.
sure it would have been informed by whatever record he had. That character spent, like, 45 years in an apocalyptic wasteland alone, and
Right.
whatever music he was able to find, I think, would have been the influencing factor. Because he was, like, I think it might in the comic, it might not be this, but in the show, it went from, like, 13 to, like, 58 or some year before
That's
58.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really interesting way to play a character too, like, also literally being a child, mentally playing an adult, you know?
Yeah. It's odd.
Yeah,
More prep work involved, probably.
definitely. I mean, you slayed it.
Thank you.
You slayed it. We love. Would you ever would you wanna see the show come back in any capacity? Would you be down to do it again?
I I think as an animated show, it would free up
Mm.
the show to be, like it would you'd be able to do comic book stuff that we couldn't do in the live action show. Like, you
Yeah.
could be more creative, I think. It would be
Yeah.
a more comic booky version, so,
And
it's an
you would wanna
immediate
be a
yes
part of
for
that.
me if they decide to do, like, an animated version. I would love that.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. That's a cool idea, especially because it comes from a comic book.
Yeah. Also, if
Yeah.
Gerard ends up doing anything else that isn't comic book related and he asks, it's an automatic yes.
Yay. Well, that goes into my next thing. So, putting out this album, working on music right now, like, what else is next for Aidan Gallagher? Like, what else do you wanna do? What are you trying to pursue right now? Do you have any projects you wanna talk about?
It's this record. We're putting together the entire release plan of it and how a tour is going to look and all of that. And then
Yay.
right after that, it's going to be jumping into a second record. The first record and the second record conceptually are sort of tied together a little bit. That's
Absolutely.
all I'll say
Yeah.
here.
So, it won't be another 6-year wait for the next project
No,
then?
well, those 6 years is me using YouTube and trial and error to
Yeah.
figure out how to, you know, write and then arrange and then perform all the instruments and engineer it and produce it and A&R. Like, I took on too much responsibility because I
But,
couldn't find lovely people to collaborate with.
I have so many people to recommend you, but
We
also
got a
that's the
jam.
thing. Oh my god, absolutely, I would love to. I think being an independent artist is putting on all those roles and hats, and what I actually do think too, in my scope of where I am in Los Angeles and all my artist friends and everything and the music I listen to, like, it is so nice to hear your project and hear how, like, genuinely raw it is, to see that's not necessarily, like, being filtered through a million people. This is genuinely, like,
It's a
you,
passion project. Yeah.
and it's just so well done. So congratulations on the
Thank
album,
you.
and we're so excited to hear it, and we're excited to hear the next one too. I'm very curious about the next one. We had similar loose concepts.
Like I said, we got a jam. It'd be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah. Oh my god. Seriously, come to LA. Like, we want you back here. We'll do
I will be back. I don't know
yes.
when, but I will be back.
And when you're back, you'll sit on this couch and we'll have like a very well done episode.
Yes.
We really miss you on Umbrella Academy. We miss seeing you act and being on the screen. Do you have any other acting projects that you're interested in that you're pursuing right now? Any other things that you want to do? Or is it just focusing on the music and the rollout right now?
Well, the lovely thing and the thing that makes it more rare about, film and television is it's like a collaboration of hundreds of people. And so
Yeah.
you're really like in the same way that it would be with music, like a session player. Like, you're helping someone
Hmm.
else make a thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
if that
If
comes
if it comes
along
up,
and I
there you
think I
go.
can help, I'm game. But in the
Hell yeah.
meantime, I love the ability to, have music in all these different aspects of, like, piano, guitar, like, the
That's
ability to
awesome.
create things yourself is the same
I
joy
love that too.
someone would feel painting a canvas or something.
100%. That's actually how I feel. I love the process of making music. I love all of this too. But
Yeah.
Aiden, we want to know can you tell us a secret, something from Umbrella Academy that the fans might not know that they will gag over?
It's not particularly exciting, but, like, I have a bunch of behind the scenes photos that I would love to post at some point of, like, these lovely memories of making the show. Um,
Oh, I think that'd be so special. They would love to see that.
I will at some point, but that's not particularly, like, a fun
Yeah.
answer.
Well, you know what? Piggybacking off of that, who's a cast member on the show that you absolutely hated?
Well, to be honest with you,
Yes, give it to
uh,
me.
Mr. Pennycrumb really got on my nerves, you know? That should have been
Yeah,
my
that's
dog.
fair.
Uh, that's
That's actually how I felt too. Yeah.
that's pretty honest, though, because in the comic book, you sorta, uh well, 5 had this lovely, cute dog, and it was such a beautiful contrast to the insanity that is that character. Uh,
Right.
and I was sad to know that 5 wouldn't get a dog in the show. That was the thing that stuck out to me.
You're very heavy on your activism. How was your work with the United Nations and when you met Prince William?
Oh my goodness. I wonder how old I was then. It, here's what I'll say. It's my life has been extremely strange in a lot of different ways, and
Yeah.
I've tried to have more of a positive impact than a negative impact in whatever way that presented itself. And the environmental side of my life has sort of like come out of just like growing up in a world where things like that I think should be addressed or fixed are kind of neglected. And
Yeah.
when you're a kid, everything's new. You're not
Mhm.
like your brain is still so curious about life, it's less accepting, there's less patterns established, and so you're just more aware of when things are odd, and, that's where the environmental activism came out of like, "Oh, this seems to be an issue, and I'm in this weird position of, like, I can reach all
Yeah.
these people." So
Yeah.
I might be however young I am and however unknowledgeable I might be, but if
It's
an
still very
expert
inspiring to
says
care so much about
you
it.
can do X, Y, and Z to address this issue, which is a problem for so many people, then I just have tried to share and tried to help
Yeah.
in whatever way that I could.
It honestly means so much and has so much more impact than you could even imagine. So I think that's really important work for you to be involved in.
It's decent. I very much am though a messenger. If I can
But
help,
sharing
I'll
a
help.
massive platform to be able to amplify that, it really does help.
You just gotta do what you can. Every day you do
Yeah.
your best.
That's all we could do. Yeah, you're entirely right about that. Well,
Life's not easy. It's strange. It's
it is
like
very strange.
all sorts of
Life is strange.
unusualness.
So we've talked such at length throughout this entire time chatting, but I
Yes.
ask every guest on the show, what is their most delusional take? What's your most Delulu take? What is the most delusional thing you believe? Could be silly, controversial, funny,
Uh,
crazy,
I
serious.
I choose to think on the hopeful side of things in life.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's rational and sometimes it's not. But
Yeah.
uh I think it's a better way to go through life moment to moment, to just be accepting and positive and doing your best. And it might be delusional. Some things you'll
I was
just
gonna
never
say
know, but you
a
got to do
very
anyway.
very unsurprising, a very unsurprising mature answer and like introspective and deep. You know what I find interesting getting to know you right now through chatting with you is like
What's that,
you
Ryan?
do seem like a very positive, hopeful person. But I feel like a lot of your lyric feels sad or leaning to me. Um, with you and this experience with this person and this concept. So I think that's actually really cool to see the dichotomy when I'm talking to you and just really getting to know you a little bit more and also hearing your music and hearing that other side of you.
The first album is dealing with the upset, and the second album is dealing with the grief. So
Damn.
by the time you get to the end of a second record, what you're talking about of like the hopeful nature
Yeah.
versus the I don't know what the word would be, but the sadder nature, whatever you
Yeah,
want to
maybe the
call it.
like the introspection, I suppose. Like, I think especially with your lyrics and the way that you're describing these situations and how you're feeling, like, really embracing that side of you, which is so vulnerable and special. We're back and we close out every show by manifesting together. Aiden, we've talked so much about your goals and dreams and things that you're excited about and things that we're excited about to finally come out with you. But what do you want to speak into existence here on Delulu with Ryan Liu?
What do I want to speak into existence? I don't know. My my dreams for my life is to make art that uh, I love and that can be there for me and for other people, and to find the community in partners and friends that uh, you know you feel truly known by someone else, and you feel uh, that you truly know them, and the two of you are going through looking at the same moment with each other through the ups and downs. That's like community, like the same thing that a
That is so
podcast
beautiful.
can be, of like a
Yeah.
conversation of two people in the same moment
Yeah.
with each other.
I mean, we manifested that right now with each other.
This is true. It's already
Yeah.
happened.
It's already happened. That's manifestation.
I
Yeah.
just I think when people come together and you get past whatever the stressors are, and the stressors are good because again, it's contrast. It makes things interesting and it gives things more meaning.
Totally.
But
Yeah.
like relaxed conversation where you go from like small talk and laughing to something really heavy.
I feel like
That's
we've
my
done that this
favorite
entire
part of
time.
life. It's my favorite
Same.
part.
It's really beautiful to connect with someone. It's beautiful to connect with community, you know? And I think I said it a million times, but I think that's what's really exciting about music in general and specifically your music too. I feel like it's another way to be able to connect to you and for people to connect to each other, people who are going to be able to relate to it and maybe feel less alone, maybe feel seen. I think it's a really important project that you're putting out.
Yeah, it's that through song. It's great.
Yeah,
I've had that
absolutely.
with so many people in terms of music being there for me in moments of my life. And
Same.
I love the idea that something that I made, even just as a therapeutic gesture to get something out in a moment where I'm feeling an
Sometimes it be
emotion,
like that.
it
Yes.
can then be there for other people, even if I
Surprisingly
don't know
so.
about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like actually that's what I find too. Like the songs that I sometimes I write for me and then those songs are the ones that people are like connecting the most with. It's really crazy.
That's what a lot of the people I look up to seem to say. It's if you're doing it for yourself, you end up doing the best thing for the audience.
I love that. I think you're also doing that too.
I try.
Well, you were doing an amazing job, and honestly, Aiden, I just need to tell you, you were genuinely, like, an amazing person. Like, talking to you, like, you
Oh,
were so
stop.
I wish everyone heard everything you
He's
were saying.
piling
You're
on the compliments. Stop.
no, this is how I feel. You're, like, philosophical, you're, like, deep, you're, like, mature, you have a lot of empathy for people. I'm, like, a little bit like, "Damn, maybe I should be a little bit more like you." Like, I feel like there's a lot of peace in your life because you're, like, kind of a nice person, you know? Like, really a nice person.
I'm very critical of everything, and it has forced me to just, it doesn't feel great, but you look back and you're like, that was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're always gonna be a little harder on ourselves, I think.
Yeah.
So that's fair. But Aiden, this has been so
It's
incredible.
relieving
Like,
to hear though, because I don't feel
yeah,
those ways that you describe. I have a sense that that's can be a perception, but it's not how I feel.
Aiden, this genuinely was so incredible. Thank you so much for being a guest. Where can the besties find you?
Oh boy. Uh, well, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe when this is coming out, I will have some new music out as well. So
Yes.
whatever places that you find music, I will be there under my own name for this
Aidan
record.
Gallagher on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you stream your favorite Aidan Gallagher songs.
Yes.
Yes. And then you can also find Aiden on his socials at Aiden R. Gallagher as well.
Look at
Please be sure to
Ryan.
follow
He's doing
him.
the plug for me. Thank you, Ryan.
I got you. Be sure to follow us to know when all this music's coming out. And this is exciting. He's about to get more active on socials.
This is
So
true.
this is the time to follow,
I'll
to
have
keep
more
up
time.
with him.
It'll be great.
You have more time, and we're hanging on the edge of our seats for your next post. And we're really excited for all of it.
Thank you.
But you can find Aiden on all of his socials there. You can find his music wherever you stream music, Aiden Gallagher. And if you guys love this episode, please be sure to follow the podcast on Spotify and click the bell button to be notified of every. It's been a minute since we filmed. Sorry, I'm going to try one more time. If you love this episode, please be sure to follow the episode on Spotify and hit the bell button to be notified of every new episode every Delulu Thursday. And if you could do us a massive favor and rate the show 5 stars. Aiden will fly out
Five
to LA.
is the lucky number. You gotta rate it
5 is the lucky
stars,
number.
not 4.
5 stars. Not 4. Not 4. But if you do 5, Aiden will come out here and he will be on this couch and we'll do an in-person podcast and we all want to see it.
But not if
And
you
he just
vote
agreed.
4.
And that's why we're
You're
doing
gonna break
5.
my heart if I can't be there with you in person, Ryan.
Don't break his heart, y'all. Don't break his heart. Please
Rate
rate the show 5 stars. Thank you, the Delulu Academy. Besties, if you want more of the show, please join my Passes community at the top of my page, and please check out Aiden's Patreon. You can get his vlogs and YouTube videos 8 weeks in advance when you become a member of his Patreon. So please check that out.
There's a Discord too.
Content.
I'm in there every Saturday. It's a nice way to get to, like, I get to do this basically every Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I do Zoom calls too, and
Me gonna join because I want to do more of this.
I'll see you there.
Hell yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And besties, you can find me at Emotions, E_MO_TIONS across all my platforms. And you can follow the exclusive podcast account at Delulu BFF as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Aiden, so much for being here. This was so much fun. It was a very expansive podcast.
What he said.
And they're cueing me to get off. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Stay Delulu, besties. Fun.